So welcome to What's Working Wednesday, and today we are going to go over organizing your contacts and Engage, and just kind of some different tips and tricks for getting everyone set up in their different categories, using groups, and making sure we are all set for the new email campaigns that are available through Engage, so that you can send out to your groups, to your contacts, and to your sphere. So let me share my screen here. So we're going to start from our office dashboard, the www.firm.withwre.com, and head on over to Moxi Engage. And so from here, this is kind of your main dashboard when you go in, and what we're going to want to do is organize our people. So this is kind of the quick where you can see who is in what different flows. So there's a marketing sales flow here to where you can manage your different contacts and kind of where they show up in a different, like in the sales flow, obviously. So marketing is kind of everybody. You want to pull just about everyone into your marketing. And that means they're potentially one day, could anytime in your lifetime or their lifetime, be your client. You really don't take anyone out of your sphere, out of your marketing flow, unless it's, like a company contact or, your great aunt Tilda who lives in Florida and is never ever going to move here. Those people probably wouldn't go into your marketing flow, but pretty much everyone else can, because at any time they could be your referral, they could be someone you're going to reach out to, and they'll be a marketing contact. I'm going to try to open chat. Okay. So, and then your prospects, those are the people who, that's like your warm list. So these are people who they're kind of in your flow. You've been working with them a little more often than just kind of in contact with them. And then your actives means you currently are in a transaction with them. So you have a house listed with them, or they are currently purchasing. And then that is also for your pending, means it's, like a listing's gone into, it's about to close. And so we're going to go over here to people, my people, and we're going to organize those. So I obviously don't have anyone in my marketing flow at the moment. And here we can see is all of your people. So this is going to be everyone. So they've recently updated this. You can add people here with the big blue button. You can quickly search for someone. You can edit your groups. So this is going to be the area that we're going to look at, as well as this categorize wizard. And you can filter people, so you can see who is in what groups or who's been categorized. It's really cool. Here, kind of in the middle, is actions needed. So people with missing phone numbers, email addresses, their home addresses, the information that you can reach out to them and get a hold, and it gives you an excuse to get a hold of them and be able to, just kind of get that, those touch points that you should be having with, I forget how many it is, like 10 a week or something like that, kind of on your Ninja sales flow. So here I could easily go in, check all of these people and take a look. And I could actually even create a group of this, of people that say I want to send something to. Or here, my biggest category is obviously uncategorized. So I could see everyone who isn't yet in a category. So that makes it really cool to be able to filter. You can filter by campaigns, see who is subscribed to things like neighborhood news, your listing updates or home updates, as well as lead sources. So this would be if anyone had added themselves to your contacts from your website. You probably won't have a lot of people in that category, but they will show up there. So we are going to go away from the filters here, and we are actually going to look at the categorize wizard here really quickly. So the goal with categorizing your people is to be able to fit them into that sales flow. And that just makes it really easy for you to be able to send out marketing pieces to them, or just keep track of where they are. You can see how many people are in your warm or in your hot list, and how many people are prospects, and how many people you just kind of haven't reached out to in a long time. So through the categorize wizard, this is going to be all your contacts who aren't categorized. So here I have like Abadan, so that's our printer guy. He would be probably a non-client. And so I would just say, oh, you know, he's a collaborator. But let's say the Union Bulletin is going to be a client for mine. And a client doesn't mean they have to be currently an active client. You know, this is kind of, it's pretty simple. Like, don't overthink it. A client is going to be pretty much like 99% of everyone. It's going to be everyone who you could ever potentially be a client. And then here, this is where you're going to kind of narrow it down a little more. So create a marketing plan, puts them into the giant pool of everyone. Make a seller prospect, that means you're currently working with them. That doesn't mean like 5 years down the road, they're potentially going to be a seller, because you don't totally know at this point. Making someone a seller prospect means you're essentially currently working on helping them sell their home at the moment. Or if a buyer prospect is, you're currently helping them search for homes. So they are in the active place of being a seller or a buyer. So I'm just going to make them create a marketing plan. This kind of helps categorize, you know, have you worked with them before? If not, none of these, you can always go back and change that. You know, once again, kind of don't overthink it, just keep it really simple. And then we'll create a marketing plan. So now they are in my marketing sales flow. And if I go back to that dashboard, here I now have one person in my marketing. So I can look at these people, and there is my Union Bulletin group. So I can add activities, I can send them an email, or I can quickly like take all these people and subscribe them to, say, neighborhood news, or what we're aiming towards is the new email campaigns that are out, and we'll get some training on here in a couple weeks. So we want to be able to add all these people into that area and categorize them to be able to send email campaigns to. So we're just going to go back to my people. I won't go through and categorize a whole bunch of people. But so you'll want to go through and categorize people, and, you know, just take like, you know, 10 minutes a week and go through and quickly just categorize whoever you have. And as you add new people, starting out, it's going to be slightly overwhelming. You could have anywhere from hundreds to thousands of people. So, you know, grab a beer or a glass of wine and just sit down, watch an episode of a TV show, and go through and quickly just start categorizing people and get them organized so that it's easier to fit them into different mailing groups and your like people groups that we're going to go over here now. So for the people groups, this is the edit groups, and these show up. They used to kind of show up over here, but you can see, I don't think I have anyone in groups, so I can't show you yet. But say I want to add, you know, all of these people, and I want to send them the circle of friends. So you can select as many as you want, and I'm going to add 2, and I'm going to create a group. And they have these really generic ones. You can get rid of them, or I'm going to add them to advertising. So they are my advertising group. And I can now go in and see who all is in that. Oh, and here I can create a new group, or I can remove those. So they start you with a bunch of really generic groups. So this was under edit groups right here in the middle. And this, you can change what your groups are. So we're going to get rid of like blue category and green category, because they don't make any sense. We don't know what they mean. You're never going to remember what they were later on down the road. And we're going to create a circle of friends. So these are going to be people who we're going to send email campaigns for Circle of Friends every month. And we can also create one for, let's say, monthly stats. And it doesn't matter what you call it, just something that you'll remember. They'll never see what this group is called. And we're gonna save that. And so now I have new groups. So here I can filter and see who I have in my groups. So here, advertising, my circle of friends, my monthly stats. And so I can now see those 7 people that I added to my advertising group. And that is kind of the biggest part for getting ready for those email campaigns. So at any time you can email or send something to this group, and you can go in, edit your groups. So the main ones you're probably going to want are like your main sphere, like I said, circle of friends, monthly stats. If you have any for, what would be kind of some other things you might send for, like your postcards, even if you do any automated postcards. If you could set up a group for certain neighborhoods. So people in the South Side, you could set up by industry. So you could have like your lenders, your business partners. You could set up a group for family, and you could send more personalized contacts for that. And you could actually even set up a group with everybody. Oh, and those groups, they can be used for present. So if you create a present, you can also email to those groups as well. So, once again, just kind of go through, and it'll take a little while, but it'll be great. And if you start creating a group, you take that 10 minutes or 20 minutes, you kind of get part of the way through, and you don't remember where you left off, you can always go back to that filter up here in the top right and do uncategorized. So this is going to be everyone who is not in a group or has not been categorized anywhere. And then you'll also see now here under like the Abadan guy, it says advertising. So this is going to list all the groups that people are in. So you'll be able to quickly see who you've categorized, who you've put into groups, and who you have not. So that is, I guess, part 1. And if you have any questions, I'll do a little more next week. And then on the 23rd, we have some training to go over with Crystal Evans, and she will go over the campaigns and teach us how to use those.